If I told you one of the most insane movies of 2026 is a movie starring exactly 4 people, the best one is Seth Rogen, and 99.9% of the movie takes place in one set, would you believe me? I'm offended you said no. The invite opens in the 0.1% on Joe, played by Seth Rogen. Joe is a depressed music teacher who doesn't give a fuck about his job. We then get some beautifully edited opening credits, and I gotta say, this movie is charming. I love opening credits, and some of the shots we get of Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde are great here. The editing is fantastic, and the music is so well used. After biking home, Joe arrives and immediately collapses while making ungodly noises.
Shoes off, please.
I don't know the last time you rode a bike, especially uphill. I would not say I'm the healthiest person. I wouldn't say I'm the unhealthiest person, but the last time I rode a bike, I ended up just like Seth Rogen here. This is also when we meet the second main character, Angela, Joe's wife. The following 15 minutes are my favorite part of the movie, bar none. As Joe gets up and wanders into the kitchen, he realizes Angela is making a meal for more than them, and that their 2 neighbors are coming over for dinner, while their daughter is away to sleep over. What ensues is multiple arguments between Joe and Angela. It begins with Angela telling Joe she told him this the day prior, and she told him to get wine, and he didn't. They argue about a window without curtains, the color they're going to paint their bedroom wall, and if they should tell their neighbors they can hear their loud sex. During their argument, the editing and camera shots are really amazing. I love how they used mirrors to frame characters, giving the movie some life. The dialogue is electrifying, it flows so naturally and feels like 2 people having an argument, not 2 actors acting. Some movies have terrible, unnatural dialogue.
Glad you're here. We need an umpire.
She thinks we cheat.
Well, I know you cheat. Calm as you see him, Bella.
And this movie is not one of them. Honestly, if this movie sounds at all interesting to you, you should just watch it. I can't do it justice giving you a rundown. There are so many stray lines that really build the characters in an interesting way and gives character development. The movie's about 4 people talking. I can't capture the magic just telling you about it. I can just give you a basic plot rundown. Anyway, this culminates into the title card for the movie, immediately followed by Angela greeting the neighbors, Nina and Hawk, at the door. What follows is multiple awkward conversations and moments. Angela is flustered between burning her meal and not having wine, and Joe is antagonistic, being brutally honest, trying to get them to leave. To his surprise, Nina and Hawk like the honesty. Also, I'm going to take a second. Edward Norton sounds so crisp in this movie.
Signals we liked, so
Wow.
that's what this has been about, okay?
I swear they shoved the microphone straight into his fucking vocal cords. It's during this time Nina reveals that Angela invited them over for dinner that morning, fueling the argument between Joe and Angela. Also, some really weird-ass comments get made. At one point, Nina and Hawk said they've discussed having kids, and Joe says this.
Should probably decide sooner than later.
What?
Whether or not you're going to have children.
Why?
You know, just due to age.
Look at Olivia Wilde's face. Priceless. Hawk says he wants to get naked and rub his naked body on a carpet.
I think I want to take off my clothes and just lie naked on it.
Do it.
That's pretty fucking weird. Eventually, they split off, Joe and Nina going to Joe's office to smoke a joint, where there's a piano that has been left untouched for a long time, and Angela and Hawk around the house discussing the renovations, specifically in the kitchen and the bathroom. Joe and Nina discuss tattoos and creativity, with Nina revealing to Joe she was married before Hawk, but they divorced. Joe asks Nina how she knew the relationship was over. There are a few times in the scene and throughout the movie where you hear the iconic Seth Rogen laugh, and it is really jarring.
And I can't stop and imagine what I would be.
Counting objects? I've never heard of that. We'd lose you for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
In a more serious movie like this, it's very out of place. Meanwhile, Angela and Hawk are discussing various rooms in the house, and there is this bizarre moment where it cuts from Nina giving Joe relationship advice to Hawk, who also seems to be giving Angela advice on relationships, but is actually talking about what color they should paint the bedroom.
People forget that they deserve more. You know, they start living on migajas, crumbs.
Crumbs, yeah.
Yeah, and I cannot live like that. I'd rather die.
I think you really just have to listen to what is your heart kind of pulling you toward, what vision of yourself, you know? I mean, do you see yourself walking on a cold beach alone with the wind in your face and the clarity of that? Or sitting on a southern porch in the heat, holding hands and getting old? Or sitting in a Copenhagen cafe with a stranger? I'd go with Copenhagen.
I feel the same way.
The two groups reconvene in the living room. Watch how Seth Rogen eats this flan. It makes me uncomfortable. He's eating the flan because Angela is trying to stop him from bringing up the loud sex, but to her horror, Nina and Hawk apologize to the couple unprompted for it and reveal they often have sex parties, and that's why it gets so loud. This leads to Joe and Angela questioning them about their lifestyle, asking questions any of us would ask.
The sex is probably better. Yeah, I bet the fucking is probably...
Yeah.
What happens if no one picks you? It's it's like gym class. You get chosen last. You got to jerk off alone in the corner or something. I feel like that'd be me.
This conversation brings the two couples closer together until Hawk reveals that him and Angela have a routine of Angela walking across the curtainless window naked while Hawk watches, and then he goes and fucks Nina while talking about Angela.
What the fuck?
Understandably, Joe is rather upset about this, and the arguing starts up again, with Joe eventually accusing Angela of inviting them over without his knowledge so she could have a threesome. Although this isn't true, Hawk and Nina reveal they did accept the invitation with the idea of inviting them to the sex parties. Joe has a very valid response to this.
Just to be clear. You, her, and me.
Yes.
Me too.
Yes, also you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Joe and Angela agree to spite each other, and Joe and Nina go to his office while Hawk and Angela go to the kitchen. And right when they're all about to get down, Joe hurts his back. He ends up crawling to the living room where Hawk performs emergency back shots to heal him, and Joe lashes out, asking Hawk what his government is.
Also, your name isn't Hawk. No one's name is Hawk. You go on and on about radical honesty. Your whole name's a fucking lie, man. What is your name? What's your actual name? Tell me what is on your driver's license?
Howard Wilson Kelly.
Howard. He's Howard. Your name is Howard. This whole time, it hasn't been Hawk. It's been little Howie. Oh my God. That changes everything. I didn't know we had a Howard in our midst. I would have been so much nicer to you.
Hawk reveals that his ex-wife passed away and he became suicidal. One day while at his job as a firefighter, he did something stupid and his life with his wife flashed before his eyes. He said he saw his wife, who tried to explain her sexual fantasies to him, and he saw himself, jealous and insecure, shut them down, leading to her becoming a shell of what she should be. This led Hawk to reflect, and he met Nina and decided to change himself and become more available. Joe had the correct reaction to this story.
Well, I'm sorry your wife passed away, and I'm glad you found a woman who would peg you after you didn't let your wife peg you.
Oh my God.
What do you want from me? I'm sorry. That's the moral of that story, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my God.
Joe really is the character of the people. The movie ends with Nina giving Joe and Angela advice on their relationship after finding out they hadn't had sex in over a year. Joe and Angela reflect on how they met and decide to call it quits, but not before playing the piano together one last time. Personally, I've seen a lot of movies this year, and this movie easily takes the cake as being the most insane one so far. It is funny, it is sad, it is electric, and it gets kind of boring. I wish they would have kept up the editing and camera shots of the first 15 minutes, but what are you gonna do? I prefer seeing movies like this and the drama over movies like The Backrooms and Supergirl any day of the week. I recommend watching this movie just because of how unique it is and how good it is. Genuinely, if dialogue from the beginning of The Social Network tickles your brain like it does for me, then you're gonna love this movie. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. See ya.